Uh, Hello, Harshit.
Hi, Abhijit.
Hello,
How are
Ash.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. Let's start. Abhijit, can you like give a brief about yourself?
So I have like 3.5 years of experience in MERN Stack development and in companies and also like more than 2 years of experience in development as freelancer. And I have also experience as a network engineer and currently I'm working in Cognitance and we are using in my current project we are using React Node.js Fastify and SQL, Microsoft SQL Server for development of an application for a rating agency whose like core business is to rate the financial instrument issued by the companies. It is similar to like CRISIL and in my also we have like integrated SharePoint in my current project through using Microsoft Graph APIs. And I have also experience in Azure and AWS and CI/CD pipelines deployment, etc. And in Linux. Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Abhijit, can you like tell me like what is Node.js and how is it different from JavaScript?
So Node.js is a runtime environment. So it is like a virtual machine that provides the environment for processing the JavaScript using the Chrome's V8 engine.
Okay, and how does Node.js handle concurrency?
Concurrence through workers
Like is Node.js single-threaded or multi-threaded?
means SQL
Is Node.js single-threaded or multi-threaded?
single.
So how does it handle concurrency using workers?
Me- Uh, Means using the workers, we can run multiple instances of our application.
Like, can you explain a bit of a detail, like how does Node.js create the workers and create multiple instances? Like, how does it happen?
Like suppose I am running my app once, I can run my app multiple times on different port numbers, and then like load balance the traffic that the request coming on to my uh, to my Node.js using engines. I can load balance all that.
Okay, so let's say I am running my application on a single port, and there are like hundreds of thousands of events, right? So how will Node.js handle all those events using let's say worker threads or anything? Like, what happens under the hood?
So all the non-blocking code means execute gets executed at once, and there are something which is blocking means like promises, set timeouts, and those for those. First, in the event loop, it like queues the task. First, it gives preference to the set timeout means timers, then to the promises, and yes. So it waits for all the queues to get cleared. That's it.
Do you know what are streams in Node.js?
What are
Streams, STREAMS.
edge
STREAMS. Stream.
stream
Yeah, yeah.
stream uh, stream is traffic stream means
Like what basically is stream in Node.js?
I have it is means TCP stream means traffic communication stream. You are saying that.
I guess you have like you are on the right path, right? That would be an example of a stream, right? TCP or the request path or anything. So, but what basically is a stream?
Okay. So stream is like I have to write one file to the means I have to write one file to my uh, server. Then I will create an input stream means create an stream, and then I will be able to write the file means using pipe function. And means stream is a uh, uh, connection means like data collection.
Okay, got it. Got it. And can you also name some of the core modules of Node.js?
Core modules of Node.js.
Yes.
Okay. So core modules which are there by default. Huh?
Yes, yes,
I actually it's not coming to my mind right now.
yes. No worries. You mentioned using Fastify, but have you ever used Express as well?
Yes, I have used.
Yeah. So, like, can you explain in bit of a detail, like, how does Express handle all the incoming requests to the server?
So uh, we can define controllers in it, and like for an means that like Fastify uses like Fastify dot register to register a route. So similarly, suppose there is one controller for get request means there is one controller slash users, and it can like pass through we can like use a middleware to means process the request further before finally processing it. And like in middleware we can use like authentications and authorization that whether the user is has valid access token or not we can check, and whether that access token the user whose access token is this has the permission to means list the users or not. And then finally we can like write the function on which there is the main code of what will happen like to means to get the users from the DB and then finally send in the reply.
Uh, that would be the process after we have received the request into our middleware and further into our controller, right? So, like, I wanted to know what happens before the request is received in a middleware. So when Express server receives the request, so how does the Express server processes the request and then send it to the middleware?
How does the Express server handles the process internally?
Yeah, in turn.
Internally, Express server listens on a port and accepts that connection to the port. It like checks that whether it is from the origin which is mentioned in uh, might check like it is from the origin that is mentioned in the course. That is my means authorized domain. Front end domain is sending the request, and then it like passes the request, authenticates the request. Internally, actually, I do not know much about Express.
Okay. Okay. No. Have you ever used Redis?
Redis, we are using in a current project to just for caching the tokens and just for
Okay.
caching.
Yeah.
I have
So,
used.
like, do you know the working of Redis in detail? Like, how does it work internally?
I do not know internally actually.
Okay. Like, any idea how Redis works?
Uh, in in Like it caches all the data, means using key value pair, and means for Redis server, as we run Redis server, and we can like cache all the data and retrieve it and delete the key and update it.
Okay.
So
And do you know anything about data persistency in Redis?
data
Yes.
persistence, it is in my experience that once I was running Redis server, although I closed the Redis server, although I shut the Redis server, then also I restarted, but the access token which I stored was not getting replaced. It was like returning the picking the same access token. So data persists after like uh, shutting the service down also. That I noticed on that day.
Okay. Okay. So, like, have you noticed that whether it was configured or like did Redis provide data consistency by default?
Uh, I I didn't notice this.
Okay. Okay. No. And have you ever got the opportunity to work with sockets?
Yeah, in 2020, I'd like worked on one project in which I used Socket.
Okay. And can you tell me the difference between socket and server sent events?
Server sentiment. In
Yeah.
sockets, like um, we provide this like socket dot on connection means so when when the server receives a connection, then means we can we send a keyword with the one keyword with the request, like this is a socket dot emit message socket dot, and when it server receives it socket dot on message, and similarly from the like on message we can like, because it was a chatting application, like we used it like uh, something like socket dot on socket dot emit message when user types the message from the front end, and using like socket IO client in the front end, and server was on the like backend, and when the request was sent to the server, so we use the listener like socket dot on message, store the message on DB and send it to the like emit it to the socket,
Yeah. And
emit it to the users connected with the socket.
so my question was basically like, what is the difference between socket and server sent events? Like you
Server
did
send
server sent events. I'll send it in the chat. Right?
server's side image.
Server sent events. You can check the like, need
Okay,
chart for
okay.
it.
Uh, server sent events. Okay. So the events, just socket events are like sent to the users connected to that socket. Means if
Server
socket,
sent event work the same way as well. They also have to connect to the server and the client. Like the handshake happens there as well.
uh, okay,
So there is very like a very basic minor difference between those two.
okay. So the means thus means socket is like continuously established. It does not get closed like the server connections. Means uh, means the server is listening, it serves the request and then does not listens continuously. Means if I have to like get the data updated on my table, I will have to refresh the table and call the API again. But with socket.io, it is like there is continuously a pipe built between the client and the server, and whatever is transmitted, it is on the real time we get the updates.
Okay, got your point. And have you ever worked with MongoDB in any of your Node projects?
Yes, I worked once, but mainly I use SQL Server actually.
Okay, so like how much would you rate yourself out of 5 in MongoDB?
Three.
About 3. Okay, that's great. So, can you tell, like, do you know the difference between the create and save function in MongoDB?
Which functions?
Create and save.
Create and save.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, no. Means I used it in 2020, but I used it with Mongoose, and so create and save. And so on. I do not remember the difference. No.
Okay. No worries. And do you know what are aggregations in MongoDB?
What are
Aggregations.
aggregations?
Yeah.
Yes, means there are collections. Means MongoDB uses like collections. It calls tables the collections, and aggregations is used for like I think uh, or DB it is used interchangeably.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
For
okay.
schema,
So,
like there is a SQL Server
yeah.
schema.
Okay. No worries. Like, can you share your screen and open any online JS compiler? I'm
Yes.
sharing a code snippet with you here in the chat. Can you please copy it and take it to the compiler? Yeah. Can you tell me the output for this?
Okay. So A C B.
Mhm. And what if I reduce the set timeout timer to 0?
Then also ACB.
Okay, great. Uh, can you please run it?
Okay.
Just change the inverted commas, like rewrite the inverted commas.
A ACB.
So
ACB.
the output is the same as you suggested, right?
Uh,
So now your task is what you basically have to do is you have to print A, B, C in that particular order, but the limitations are you cannot use an other set timeout, nor you can change the position of any console. That is, you cannot move the console log C inside the set timeout.
I have to print A B C.
Yes, you have to print ABC. You cannot use another set timeout, nor you can change the position of any console statement.
So set timeout is compulsory.
Yeah, so you can modify this code, right? But you cannot remove this set timeout, nor you can add another one, right? And you cannot move console.log C inside the set timeout.
Hmm. Okay. So if it then also ACB. So So I can create functions.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So like okay, I can use async await in this.
You just have to adhere to those limitations that I mentioned. Other than that, you can use anything.
ABC, like I have used promise for this.
Okay. Can you copy your code and send it to me in the chat?
To where?
In the chat itself, the Google Meet chat.
Okay.
So I'm sharing one other question with you. Just
Mhm.
give me a second. Copy this as well. So as you can see, you have two JSON objects, and each of the objects has some keys and values, right? So basically, you have to return the keys which do not have the same value in both the JSON objects into an array, as you can also see in the output. The name key has the same value, that is user one, so it is not in the output array.
Uh, uh, can you please explain this once? These are two JSON objects, and what I have to return? Age, city, country.
Yeah, so you basically have to return the keys which do not have the same value. For example, the name key has same value in both the objects and it
Uh,
is not in the output.
uh,
And whereas the distinct keys are also in the output as well.
um, the name key has same value, user one, and age has different values.
Yeah.
So I have
So
to
yeah,
like
so you have to return the keys which have different values.
okay. Yeah, please. How to?
Great. Can you copy this and send it in the chat as well? So I have one last question for you. Uh, I'll be sharing the. Can you copy this as well? Okay. So basically, you have an array of zeros and ones. You have to return in the output that how many zeros and how many ones are there in the array, right? But the limitations are you cannot use any if conditions, right? You can not use any equal to or ternary operators, and neither you can create an empty object for this.
Hmm.
That's great. But let's say if I tell you, like, can you do it without using the filter method?
Uh, So I cannot use this equality check.
No, no equality check, no ternary operators, no if conditions, no initialization of empty object, and now no filter method as well,
Hmm.
or filter, reduce, any inbuilt method.
Reduce also we cannot use.
No, no. So without using any inbuilt method,
Okay. So uh, for of
you can use any loops if you want to.
hmm. No, actually I do not know, but please tell me.
Like, do you need a minute or two to think about it?
Okay. So we can use this operator. This operator will work.
Yeah, I guess, but you have tried. It's showing an error, right?
We can use this.
You can try, but I guess it will turn out to be an if condition only, right?
Uh, this is a condition, but it is not working. So how it will be? Um,
You are on the right path.
okay. So, so without the item, Is this allowed, and this is also not allowed?
I guess it is another way of writing an if condition only, right? So it will check if whether it's a boolean, and then it will add the element as well. You are
So what?
very close to the like the solution for it.
uh,
With no worries, Abhijit. I got your approach, right? And I got what I wanted from this interview. Right. So, and moreover, that would be it from my end. Right. Do you have any questions for me?
tell me, you can tell me the answer of this.
Yeah, sure. So if you could remove the boolean and the and part, right, and just add the item to the one variable you have declared. So as the all the elements are zeros and ones, so the sum will be three. And for
Okay.
counting the zeros, you have used the correct approach. Right.
Okay. This.
Yeah, the one will be three and the zero will be.
uh,
Anything else that you would like to ask?
so, do I need to like send this response or?
No, there is no need to send this one.
Okay.
Okay. So anything else?
Nothing. That's
Okay, Abhijit, thanks for your time. And I'll be
Thank you.
sharing my feedback with the HR and they'll be getting back to you.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.